Alright guys, I'm talking kind of quiet because I just scared up a doe. It's about 50 yards this way into the swamp, and deer opener is tomorrow. I wanted to tell you quickly about the blind that I'm going to be using for deer hunting this year. This is the Barronett 4-sided blind. This is Blood Trail backwoods camo design. So that's kind of I think a unique coloration or camo design to them. I believe they hold the copyright on that. But it's a 4-sided blind. It's got two options. You can either conceal completely with the window, or you can just leave the mesh itself. And when I come out here tomorrow morning, and in fact tonight before I leave, I plan on opening everything up and just leaving the mesh so I can see through that. But I'll kind of show you what that's going to look like. I'm going to use this Caldwell Field Shot Dead Pod. I was wrong. I'm going to be using this Caldwell Dead Shot Field Pod. And I'll be hunting with my AK this year using 154 grain soft point bullets. Just came back from the range and found out that they're actually pretty accurate considering it's an AK, right? But they're definitely holding a 2-inch pattern at 100 yards and everything closer. It's really not too much of an arc. I think it's going to be really perfect for where I'm at. The longest shot I'll take here is 115 yards, but more likely we're looking at 20 or 30 yards for an average shot. I have a couple game trails this way, one this way, a lot behind me, and a couple over here. And I'm looking at 10 or 11 really good new fresh doe scrapes. I'm hoping they bring in some bucks. And so essentially this right here is kind of my most important window. I'm going to go ahead and open that up and show you what that looks like. Alright, so here's what I'll say. I really like the fact that you can do the mesh or the fabric if it's really cold and windy, especially if you're going to leave the blind for a while. It's nice to be able to close it up and keep it dry inside. It seems, at the very least, very water repellent. It maybe is even waterproof. I'm not really seeing any seam tape, so it's probably not, but it might be very, very water resistant. It sets up really easy. You know, I'm in a confined area here. I had a lot of things to work around, and even with one person it's like a minute to set the whole thing up, ready to go, peg it out, very easy. It's not lightweight, but it's light enough to carry. You're not going to complain about it really, especially for what it does. Now for size inside, I would say you could have 2 hunters in here if you're facing the same way. If you're facing the same direction, you can have one person on the left and right and basically shooting one direction. That seems like the most you would fit in here, especially if you're talking about putting in a tripod to shoot off of. If you have any sort of stand, that's going to take up some more space and it's going to push you to the back wall of this. I'm 6'5", I'm a pretty big guy, and I would say this is just right for running a tripod in here, shooting out of. You know, it kind of depends on what kind of chair you're sitting on. I'm just sitting on a lawn chair, honestly. I really like it. I think it's great. My only complaints would be that the mesh itself, or the kind of PVC coated cover here, these have so many attachment points. It's not a big deal because I could just use 1 or 2 instead of like the 7 it takes to lock that thing up. I think the company doesn't need to do that many. There could just be 1 attachment point at the top. It uses like an elastic cord with a couple of these small dowels that lace through it. They're not quick and easy, and I know that's kind of a big deal for some people. I practiced with a little bit so I could quickly remove it. It seems like it takes 2 hands instead of 1 hand, and so for some hunters I know that's going to be a deal breaker. For me it's not. I think at the price, this is under $100 if you get it on sale. Sportsman's Guide, I want to throw that out there real quickly. Check out sportsmansguide.com. It's a Minnesota company. I'm a Minnesota channel, and I buy my ammo and my supplies from Sportsman's Guide because, first of all, they're one of the only people that has stuff in stock right now, frequently. I don't know how they do it, but they get stuff in stock. Secondly, their annual membership deals allow you a significant cost savings. I think it's better than Big Daddy Unlimited and some of the other companies, and so that's why I'm going to throw it out to you. This particular blind you can get at Sportsman's Guide, so go check them out. Really good prices. Honestly, the best prices that I can find for these kind of things are from Sportsman's Guides. So it's where I'd be shopping anyways, guys. So yeah, maybe a few less bungees, a little more simple for a redesign in the future, but other than that, I don't know too many people who would really complain about that. I'm kind of going to leave them open, or I'll just have one bungee hook on per window. This is going to be a really warm hunting season, at least opener tomorrow. It's supposed to be 70 degrees, which in Minnesota for hunting, usually it's like single digits or maybe 20s, and there's snow on the ground. And so it's weird this year. I don't know what to think about that, but I need to shut up so that I don't scare away deer. I'm going to sit out here for a while tonight and see if anything walks through, and hopefully tomorrow morning I'll come back and have an update for you guys with a deer. Other than that, guys, like, share, subscribe. Go ahead and comment down below if you have any questions or comments. If you had experience with this blind before, what you like or don't like about it, I'd love to hear all of that. Thanks.